to DME Prime Hour with Corporate Titans, organized by the Placement Cell of DME Management School. The theme of today's episode is Navigating Leadership, Growth, Change and the Human Side of Success. For this, we have with us today Mr. Abhay Bhatnagar, Associate Director, EY Parthenon. Welcome, sir.
Thanks. Pleasure to be here.
The pleasure is all ours. Thank you for sparing your time for us, sir.
No worries.
Sir, can you take us through your career trajectory? What are the key milestones or turning points that have got you here where you are today?
Sure. Absolutely, Parul. So I have 2 decades of experience in the global consulting domain. I have worked with the global consulting giants like EY and KPMG, and also within MBBs with Bain and Company. My work has taken me across the globe. I've traveled extensively to US, to Europe, Singapore. Being a student for life, I did my MBA in finance. I did my CFA from ICFI. I also did financial risk manager FRM from GARP US. And with a continuous focus on upskilling, I also did a postgraduate program in data science and business analytics from University of Texas. When I look back and see what are the clear milestones, there were 2 which really stood out. One, during my education journey, I was doing my CA foundation, I cleared that, and I was going towards going deeper into the financial understanding. However, my heart was looking at from a wider business perspective and the industry and the kind of stuff, and then I did a pivot towards the MBA. The second was from a job wise, I started my career with bank, this was ICC Bank, and I shifted to the research and analysis industry, focused on CRISIL, and then moved to the Big Four kind of stuff. Banking was great, but I got my calling in the consulting domain.
Sure, sir. So today you lead a team of 100 plus members. So I want to know, what does leadership mean to you at your position? And how is it different from when you were an individual contributor?
Great, that's an interesting question. So leadership, when in one sentence, it would be shifting from me to we. When I started my career, the leadership was how I can deliver better analysis to client, from the output perspective, how I can get best out of myself. And over a time period to transition into a team lead role, that has looking at the overall lens of multiplying the team's performance and growing that exponentially. So that is how, as a team, we continue to grow, upscale, look at the multiple dimensions of it, and to walk the journey together as a we. So definitely from a leadership perspective, that's a transition from me to we, which becomes a kind of a critical area in the movement of leadership, so to say.
Right, sir. So you mentioned about the shift from me to we, and since we are talking about transitions, I want to know, at this, the world is changing really fast today. So how do you stay agile and keep your skills relevant in this era of artificial intelligence and digital transformation?
Very pertinent question. Every day there is new things which are coming up. I thought that the student, the life of a student ends up once the person completes the academic. It was so wrong. One needs to continue to upskill. I've been a commerce graduate, but still I did a kind of a computer science course outside my academic ecosystem. I did that, learned a little bit of C++, Java and kind of stuff. Fast forward, with 15 plus years of experience, I still continue to invest in data science, business analytics and kind of a domain. So I did a postgraduate program, and that was something which I highlighted. And even now, with the advent of AI, one needs to continue to learn. Yes. With like normal work schedule, it would be difficult to go back to the campuses, but there are plenty of avenues now to learn. It be the kind of online trainings, you have the sessions, YouTube videos, podcast. There's so much to learn. The information is out there. All it requires is a sincere effort and intention and a genuine curiosity to really upskill. And I think that's something which I've been following as well.
And drive towards excellence.
Absolutely.
So, sir, beyond technical knowledge, what are the top 3 soft skills that you see as absolutely critical for a professional service firm?
Great. Sure. So technical is the part which one continues to hone.
Yes.
But typical hiring or someone who's getting into a system of professional services is really important from a skill and a will issue or will aspect.
Yes.
When we are looking at a soft skill, from a will part of it, what are the evidences or the aspects which are critical? One is being really ability to embrace change. So what we just discussed, there
The
is so many
change is the
changes.
only constant.
Absolutely, the
Yes.
change is the only constant, and it has been changing so rapidly. It is really important that people in the professional services really embrace change. What was successful or the key points previously or working well in history might not hold true in times to come.
Yes.
So one needs to be really able to embrace change. For this, it requires two key elements. One being really curious and continue to upskill. So we talked about AI.
Yes.
So it's how curious one can be, what are the things happening, what are the different tools, how can you use it. We people talk about agentic AI, how can I apply in my work. That becomes a critical part. So you need to be continuously curious as well as continue to upskill yourself. The second part, which is very critical, is collaboration and learning from the peer group or the ecosystem. Gone those days, even in the individual contributor role where the person can just manage independently or standalone, it is the entire ecosystem, and with so many dynamics changing and things coming into play, it is really critical to collaborate and really help as to really improve the overall growth of the organization and collaborate effectively. That really helps because people continue to be super specialized in one domain, but those are layering as kind of merging at this moment, and hence it is critical that the person is willing to collaborate, work as a team. That becomes a critical factor to be really successful in professional services.
Right, sir. Let's talk about books now.
Sure.
I am always looking for some good book recommendations. Are there any that have happened to inspire you and create a significant change in your life that you would like the young minds of today to give a read?
Sure. One of my favorite quote is great leaders are great readers. So it is really important to continue what we just talked about on the upskilling. There are quite a few books which are kind of must to have. I assume 7 Habits, Atomic Habits, those are given. But couple of books which are very close and very interesting read and grossly underrated. One is Who Moved My Cheese. It's a very light read, but really talking about the change and how the business or the overall ecosystem is changing, and be aware and able to embrace that change. So Who Moved My Cheese is one of the very interesting book. The second is The Compounding Effect. So that is another book which started as a recommendation on personal finance, but that's something which you can really apply in across multiple dimensions of life, in terms of career, in terms of relationship, in terms of the overall ecosystem, how the compounding works. It is no more the financial part, but it is also a well diversified. How you continue to invest in your job, your career, and how do you see the compounding effect over the time period. Interesting quote, and that came from Albert Einstein. It was, compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. The person who understands earns it, the person who doesn't understand pays it. And this might be the quote applicable to finance or mathematics, but it is really applicable in career and in a relationship as well.
Right, sir. So this brings me to my next question. In this high demand world of corporate in general and the service industry in particular, how do you disconnect and recharge?
Wow, so that brings smile to my face. It is to find your own things who you're passionate about. I am really passionate about Formula One. That's a game which I really follow. Then is PlayStation. I am a gamer. I really enjoy my gaming part of it, something which I really take. And I also love traveling. Most of us do. But Ladakh is one of the places where I've already visited thrice, and I continue to plan. In fact, my post-retirement plan is to be in Ladakh, play F1 on my PlayStation 5. So that's something which I look forward to. Key message here is to be really passionate about your hobbies. Try to look opportunities to keep them alive. It can be weekend, can be late night on Friday. That can really help. The second part to really recharge myself is the time which I spend with my little daughter. Where she's 6 years old is a bundle of joy. It is really important while we continue to have our hustles and from a work side, but be connected in relationship, in value, and have a great time with family.
Right, sir. So, sir, you discussed your career path in the beginning, and I must say it is a huge inspiration for our students today. But I am curious about the people behind your success. So, can you tell us about a mentor who has made a significant contribution in your career, and what did they teach you? And most importantly, how can students find such mentors?
Great. It's a great question. From finding the mentor, like I'll just answer the first part for to begin with. I have been fortunate to have multiple mentors across my career and also in life. My mother has been my biggest mentor, biggest force of growth. Then across organizations, I had mentors who have really guided from their experience as well as few of the challenges which I faced during my journey. One of the biggest learning from one of my mentor has been the difference between how do you react to respond to a situation. And that was a very interesting perspective, that there might be some challenges, how do you react, but is there a way where you respond? And that is one of the ways to go about it. When I reflect upon the second part, how do you find mentors? I think there are various elements. It would be at times you need to be Arjun, at times you need to be Eklavya. But it is one finding organically, be it in your job situation or in your personal connects on social media, be it LinkedIn, or the other side, which is more of learning from few of the famous personalities or corporate leaders and learn from their set of journeys. It's an amalgamation of it. And there is always a saying, you need to find a mentor and the mentor needs to find you.
Yes.
And that is a journey which will happen organically, but keep on looking, keep on learning from people. And my suggestion is, do not look at the age group. There's so much of talent happening across the age group. Is so much to learn from everyone, and that should be the way to go about it.
Right, so not classifying people into generations and taking the best out of each generation that they have for us to offer to us.
100%.
So most of our viewers are would be the students who are about to step into their first corporate role. So given your vast experience, what is one common misconception that you feel that the young graduates of today have about the corporate world that you would like to correct?
Great, another great question. I think the biggest one would be and it was also emerging from our discussion, starting the first job. There is this belief, my first job is the last job or I will retire, it's the defining one. It is a critical one, but might not be the career defining moment. And both of us can vouch for it.
Yes.
From our personal journey. You
sure.
started with consulting and moved to the academia.
Academics, sure, sir.
I started with banking, and prior to that my internship was in insurance. So insurance, banking, and then to consulting. Those are the aspects which are critical, and you find your own calling in different industries. The idea is, as you start your career, is to look at opportunities to learn and find the opportunities and industries of your calling in times to come.
Right. Thank you so much for sparing your valuable time for us and for this generous conversation and sharing your personal journey. Thank you
so much for having me.
With this, we come to an end of yet another engaging and interesting episode of DME Prime Hour with Corporate Titans. Stay tuned for further such sessions and interactions. Thank you.